back. All right, a little quick update on this Grizzly 600. We had a little mishap with it. We got it out the other day. Hadn't been messing with it because we've had a lot of car projects going on. So we get stalled out on our ATV projects and had to move it. It was sitting in the shop and it was blocking me from pulling a car out. So fired it up. We went for a little ride, or I went for a little ride on it. Caleb went for a ride on it. Caleb was wanting to ride it. He was out of school that day. So he tooled around on it in the yard for a little while. And while I was doing a barbecue video, and he asked me if he could wash it. And I still had some mud on it from when we took it down to our hunting property and did our little, test drive, first real test drive. So I was like, yeah. So we made up a bucket of soap and water, and he proceeded to wash it. And I still haven't fixed that. If you go back and watch the first videos of the Grizzly, where I replaced the air box and the carburetor and all that stuff, there's a little snorkel, little boot that goes on top of the lid for the air box, and a rodent or something had eaten the side of that out before we got it. And I haven't replaced that yet, and I think the water, when he was washing it, I think was running down the gas tank and into that air box, and I think he had used so much water across it that it flooded the motor with water, and he tried to crank it after he was done washing it. And he came in and said, "Hey, Dad, the Grizzly doesn't want to start." And I said, "What do you mean?" He said, "It doesn't do nothing." So we went out there and looked at it. He had sucked a bunch of water into the motor and hydrolocked it. So it took me a minute to figure out what was going on, because I didn't think that he would have. It wasn't really his fault. I mean, he was just washing it. I mean, you should be able to wash a four-wheeler, not have any issues. But it's kind of my fault, really, because I haven't replaced that snorkel, I guess, and it's kind of a crappy design of a snorkel at that. So I started fooling around with it. I pulled the spark plug out, and I couldn't get the starter to work at all. So I pulled the rope and shot a bunch of water out of the cylinders. I drained the oil, and a bunch of water came out. Not a bunch of water, but I don't know, maybe a cup of water came out of the crankcase. I refilled it with oil, and still couldn't get the starter to work. So I started playing around with my power probe and checking for power and ground and stuff, and didn't have any blown fuses. And my power probe's got the ability to throw power to things to activate them, but it won't run under stuff that needs a lot of load, a lot of amperage. It's got a little circuit breaker and it pops on the side. So I can make the starter activate for just a second. So I know I think the starter's still good. But it kept tripping the breaker on my power probe. So after some digging, I found, this is the starter relay. I found power coming into this leg, but not coming out of that going to the starter. So jumped on Amazon, found the right part for like $6. So we're gonna pop a new starter relay on it, and hopefully it works. Hopefully it'll turn the motor over, and we can put the spark plug back in it. I'll change the oil again and the filter, and hopefully this will get this thing running again. And I will definitely be hunting down that boot on top of the air cleaner lid, and maybe even possibly a better something, an extension for it or something. I don't know. I came from a run. I had a Kawasaki Prairie 650, a 2002, like the first one that came out with the redesigned Prairies, the twin deal. And it was an awesome four-wheeler. I just sold it last year or year before, and it was awesome. That thing, I mean, I sunk it in the lake once. I mean, totally under the water, just goofing off, doing water wheelies across a cove. And when I was wheeling across the cove, it hit a hole, and I just shoved the whole four-wheeler under the water. There's nothing I could do. Came back, drained all the fluids, fired up, ran like a champ, and never really had any problems. It sputtered a little bit here and there for a while until it totally dried out and cleared out, but I drove it like another 10 years or something. I had a good run with that four-wheeler, and going to this Yamaha, I don't know, I'm biased towards the Kawasaki, I think, but it had a snorkel system. The air cleaner was, I mean, it was totally designed different. We'll walk out and look at this thing, and I'll show you what I'm talking about. Okay, so on my Kawasaki, the gas tank wasn't right here. It was under the fender in the back down here. The air cleaner sat right on top of the carburetors. Had two carburetors tied together for the V-twin, and the snorkel came all the way up under the handlebars right here. So you could get it pretty deep. This one, it's just right here. I mean, it's still pretty tall, but it's, I mean, you see the size difference. Here to here would have been the Kawasaki. But this rodent hole, I think the water was flowing down straight into this. It was just filled it up. Even though there's a drain and it's open, I think he had enough in there that it just loaded it. So the starter relay mounts right here. We're gonna hook that up real quick. This thing just pushes on like so. These little grommets go on these little pegs. It's got a connector here. All right, so I got this plugged up. The starter's working again. See, I still got the plug out. Still humping water out. This thing's even got an odd size spark plug, 18 millimeter. Took me a minute to figure out what was down in that hole. You have to reach kind of way in there, and couldn't figure out why I couldn't get a socket on it. I was trying to, you know, standard spark plug sockets, and just wasn't fitting. But we're gonna screw it back in and see if we can get it to fire up. She's alive. She's alive again. Definitely had some water in the exhaust. She was full. Took a full drink. Like I said, I'll change the oil in the water again, or the oil in the filter again. Alright, so four-wheeler's running. We're gonna, I always say we, it's always just me. I'm gonna change the oil and the filter again, like I said earlier. And still gotta tune the carburetor. At tip in, like when you first hit the throttle, it has a lean pop. It wants to, and a couple times it's popped the carburetor off the boot, off the intake boot. So it needs more fuel when you first touch the throttle. If you can get it past that, it runs fine. But especially when it's cold. When you first fire it up, it doesn't want to. That idle's fine. As soon as you touch the throttle, just barely touch the throttle to get it moving, it wants to lean, have a, you know, nasty flat spot, lean spot. So we'll play with that a little bit and see if we can't get that richened up at the beginning. I may have to jet it up, I don't know, but we'll see if it's got I should be able to play with the idle mixtures or fuel mixtures or needle or whatever. I can't even remember how that carburetor's set up. I know I put it on a few months ago, but I've dealt with so many here lately I can't even remember. So I gotta go back and dive into that carburetor. Excuse me. Oh, it's getting late. Sitting here editing a few small videos, and just thought I'd add the end to this one and not just cut it off abruptly. So stay tuned. There'll be more of these little four-wheelers. We got 3 of them. Got the Grizzly 600, the big Bear Tracker 250, and the little Honda 4-track 70. So appreciate you watching. Hit that like button, subscribe if you don't mind, and come back and see me again in the next one. Thanks. See ya.